Okay, this is Nate. Nate's entering his 5th week. Just got this video from his dad, so I'm going to take a look at it here real quick in slow motion. Okay. I want you to take note of this back leg for now. We're going to file this away later, but just want you to notice how his foot is kind of pointing away towards the catcher, and he's doing what's called a negative there. So file that away for later. We're not going to deal with that now, but if I forget, remind me later about that negative. I'm probably not going to forget, but I just wanted to point that out right away. Everything else looks really good. I also see that you have one of my favorite hitting tools here, Wavemaster, which is very helpful. And I'm going to get to that in a second here. When I watch Nate go through his swing here, he uses the ground very well. He pushes in right there, and then what I really like is this connection and impact. And now he's able to drive his hands through, and he's continuing to turn, and that's a very good bat path. I'd like him to continue to turn and let go of the bat right about there, but that's pretty good. You're going to see that he is trying his best to be on 2 planes, and we know that because of that movement right there. So if you take a look at what happens to his back foot here, it'll fall and cross that line, which is where we want to be. Okay. Very good stuff. The other thing I'm seeing here is that he is on his heel, which is the most efficient way to push into the ground. There's more power through the heel than the toes. Toes are shock absorbers. So when you push through with your toes, you're not pushing into the ground as much. And again, we're looking for that equal and opposite reaction when we push into the ground to generate power. So very good stuff there. One of the things that Nate does, and not so bad here, but what he's been doing lately is he's letting his head, okay, get past his midline here. Whoops, excuse me. So his head is going to go ahead and travel forward, and we want to be careful of that. So the reason I mentioned the Wavemaster earlier is the Wavemaster is one of the best tools to correct this. When you throw a smush ball into the Wavemaster, their head is not going to travel forward. It's a product of the body knowing I'm not going to drive my head forward because it's going to hurt. There's no reason for me to apply that much force with my body going forward because it's not going to benefit me. So the body doesn't do that. This is better than 2 weeks ago, so I'm glad to see that. But we need to cut back on him having his head drift forward. We want his head to stay over his midline back here, okay? But this is really good stuff. I wouldn't change a thing with what he's doing right now, with the one exception being to play around with the decel here. Once he clears that shoulder, there's no reason for that second hand to be on his bat. All that's doing is stopping him. See that how it stops him? Although that's a pretty good distance. He still has plenty of time to slow down, but it would be even better if he would take that bat and go ahead and drop it down to the ground down here somewhere. I've posted videos of Alex Gonzalez and a lot of Ken Griffey Jr. is the most famous one. Usually when you're not that big, you need that longer decel, and just something to play around with there. I really love his extension and impact. He's very connected there. That's good. You can see that he's trying to work on that second plane. That's good. And we like how he's pushing into the ground and rolling a little bit there. There's a little roll right there. See that? And I really like that down the line finish right here. This down the line finish is very tough to achieve. Oops, excuse me. Again, I'm really bad at these cursors. I still haven't gotten any better despite all this time. So we really like that down the line finish. And if we backed it up a little bit, we could draw straight lines with his bat, and that's kind of where we want to be. And then right there is another good one. And really, until he gets here is when he finally rolls over. So he's able to hold that impact position there. There, and then finally about here, he starts to roll over a little bit. That's really good for a young ball player. So he's doing extremely well. Keep working with him. Stay on the instruction packs. They're minimum, so when I ask him to hit 1, 2, or 3 times a week, he can hit more than that. He just should not hit less than that. So if he's enjoying doing this, then have him keep doing it. I really like how much space, whatever this is, a garage or something, it looks like you have a lot of space for him to work. That's great. That's going to be very advantageous for him in the winter. And I'm definitely going to implement, now that I know that you have one, we're going to use that Wavemaster more often in our weekly plans when he's at home. All right, I'll see you guys Tuesday. Great job, Nate. Very good stuff.